Shalom, this is the final video for the terms for Introduction to Judaism and long-distance conversion class. This is about wedding and death. I have a video on wedding ceremonies and a video on funeral practices and life after death, so you can watch those. But here are the terms. Kiddushin, from the word kadosh, it's the word we associate with the Jewish marriage ceremony. Kiddushin. Kesef, Shtar, Bia. Those are the three ways you can actually marry somebody according to the Talmud. Kesef is money, Shtar is a document, Bia is sexual relations. Today we use a ring and a ketubah as the way in which we do marriage. A rusin is the first half of the Jewish wedding ceremony. It's actually betrothal, a rusin. Nisuin is the second half of the wedding ceremony. And together it's kiddushin, holy matrimony. Ketubah is the Jewish wedding license. It's an Aramaic document specifying obligations of the husband to give his wife support if they get divorced. And it's a protection for the women against capricious divorce. Chuppah is the canopy under which Jews get married. It can be a tallis, it can be a special fabric just for a wedding, the chuppah. Ufruf, that is a ceremony before the wedding where a couple comes to the synagogue and gets blessed, and oftentimes we throw candy at them as a sign of sweetness. Ufruf. Adim are the witnesses who sign the ketubah, the license to make it kosher. The adim, witnesses. Yichud, that means alone, togetherness or oneness. The couple has to be secluded for a few minutes at least after the ceremony in their new status as a single unit, a couple. Get is the word for a Jewish divorce, a get. Now we shift to terms about funerals and mourning. Aninut, it means mourning. Onain is a mourner. Kavod Hamet is the principle of honoring the dead body. It's all described in my video on funerals. Shiva is the 7-day period following the funeral where the immediate mourners are to be secluded. While people can come visit, of course, it's a mitzvah too, but they should stay in their homes and not go out and just deal with their grief. Kaddish Yatom is the mourner's Kaddish, and I have a video on how to pronounce it, the mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom. Shloshim is the time period that a person should mourn by saying the mourner's Kaddish 3 times a day in a minyan, a prayer quorum, after the death of an immediate relative except a parent. For a parent, it's 11 months. Now, the Yortzeit is the next term. That is the anniversary of the Hebrew date of the death of someone, their Yortzeit. And it's observed by lighting a candle and saying the Kaddish memorial prayer 3 times that day in a minyan. Avel is the name for a mourner. Avel. Mate is death. Chevra Kadisha is the ritual fellowship group that prepares the dead body by lovingly washing it and dressing it in a ritual shroud called a tachrichin. We don't like to leave the body alone, and so the shomer, the guard, does shmira. Shmira is the next term. Levaya means to accompany, but it's also the name for a funeral, a levaya. And kriya means to cut clothing, or nowadays mostly cutting a ribbon, and wearing a torn ribbon is a sign of the torn feeling we have when we lose a loved one. Those are the terms.